I'm too tall for this.
Oh yeah, because if you're 6 feet tall, you gotta watch your head.
Yeah. Hey YouTube, we're here at the Titan missile silo in Tucson, Arizona, and I just looked at how the missile looks like and how this particular silo was set up during the Cold War just for deterrence purposes. Three, two, one.
Hear that bell go off, that's telling the crew that 760-ton silo door is starting to come open. Can't launch our missile with the door closed over the top. Takes about 19 seconds for that door to open up. We're going to get a final guidance go, check with the computer right there. Engines have just fired. And liftoff. 58 seconds.
Hey YouTube, it's Think Museums and we are here in Tucson, Arizona. We are visiting the Titan Missile Museum, and as you can see there's a danger of radiation. So we're going to check out the museum.
All right, we're going to make our way all the way down. This is the interface between the top side and the hardened part, the underground part of the silo. Everything around you now, as you can see, is pretty heavy duty. These blast lock doors, we have 4 of these. These would protect the crew in the silo from a bad thing, a bomb going off upstairs. Now, these doors were originally designed to withstand an overpressure of 300 pounds per square inch. To withstand. Each one of these doors weighs 6,000 pounds. These are solid I-beams welded together right here. Very, very tough doors. All right, so we're going to make our way on into the launch control center in here. We got 2 more of these big blast doors right here that will close up, protect the crew from that missile down there in case it decided to blow up. So, our guys are going to come in here. One thing you'll notice, if you look around this room right here, we were talking about the engineering, you're going to see these big giant springs. There's 8 of them around the room right here. This whole portion of the silo, we are on the middle level. Upstairs was a crew rest. Downstairs was all the equipment for the radio, the backup generators, the 28 volt power supplies, because 28 volts was all it took to launch that missile. Missile ran on 28 volts. Pretty crazy. So, this room is not connected to the wall. This whole thing is on shock absorbers.
Oh, wow.
This was designed so that it would survive that pressure wave blast. We have an air burst or a ground burst upstairs. Everything's going to shake around a little bit, but the system would still be intact, hopefully. So, guys come in here. Commander, Deputy Commander, our ballistic missile technician, and our missile facilities technician. Now our Commander and Deputy Commander each have with them a combination lock. That lock belongs to them, and they are the only ones that know the combination of that lock. So, 1964. The Russians have decided that they're going to take on the United States. So they're going to launch about 200 of their ICBMs for the United States. They're starting to come over the North Pole because that's the shortest distance between us and Russia. So, NORAD, Cheyenne Mountain, Colorado. Everybody know about NORAD. Back in the 60s and the 70s, we had these big radar arrays up in Canada and Alaska. It's called the DEW line. Huge radar arrays. You can see those missiles starting to come over the horizon of the North Pole. NORAD calls up the president and says, guess what? Looks like the Russians have started something. We better think about retaliating. So, the president says, give me the football. Football is that briefcase that the president has very close to him at all times, even to this day, and that contains the launch codes for not only all of our silo-based missiles, but for our bombers and our nuclear submarines as well. So, the President calls up the Pentagon, talks to the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and says, "This is it, guys. It's World War III. Get the message out." Joint Chiefs of Staff at the Pentagon get a hold of SAC. SAC in turn sends out these coded messages. So, the messages that they heard from on a day-to-day basis all pretty much sounded the same. They had to be decoded. So, for our purposes, this message that we're going to hear is going to be the real deal. So, the messages that come through from SAC would sound like this. That bell go off, that's telling the crew that 760-ton silo door is starting to come open. Can't launch our missile with the door closed over the top. Takes about 19 seconds for that door to open up. We're going to get a final guidance go, check with the computer right there. Engine is just fired. And liftoff. 58 seconds. After you guys turn those keys, that missile is on its way to the Soviet Union. That is all it took.
Now, I have to ask you, officer?
Yes. No. I was no, I actually wasn't. I was a civilian contact.
Wow, this is interesting. This is a missile silo. This is how it looks like. Oh, you should look at that. Is that for escaping or what? Yeah. I'm too tall for this.
Oh yeah, they said if you're 6 feet tall, you can't watch your head.
Yeah. Gosh, man.
Be short.
Yeah, I noticed. Underneath the Titan silo, where they used to launch the Titan missile during Cold War. This is a lot of stuff underneath here. Oh, this is a missile, I think.
It's huge, huh?
And it's
That's it,
down
this-
into the ground down there too.
Wow.
Way down into there. That's
That's-
a big ass bullet.
Yeah, sure is.
I saw that sign. Yeah. You ever get a bit?
Wow. Oh my gosh.
I am.
That's pretty huge.
No.
Wow.
So there's also another set of windows, or another window. Further look, that's the best view, is the one all the way around.
103 feet.
103 feet tall, 10 foot in diameter, fully fueled with a weight about 330,000 pounds sitting in there.
Wow. This is interesting.
So the missile that you guys are looking at was not the missile that was in this silo. The original one was taken out. This was a training missile. This was an airframe that was developed in the Air Force to teach the main militaries how to work on it. You can see the maintenance platforms that would come off of the wall and come down on all 8 levels. So the guys can get out there and change stuff out.
Now, to launch the missile, they had to use this fuel. And that's how the Titan II missile was powered, using 50-50 blend of hydrogen to form nitrogen tetraoxide. So they'll carry that missile and they'll have to put it away from the facility. So that's how it looks like. And the missile was inside here, on the ground, underneath the ground. So that's how it looks. And I'm going to show you guys the propellant. So they had a stage 1 engine. So these are the engines here. You know, so that's how it looks like. And that's why you want to see all this fire coming out from the bottom of the missile when it's blown. So that's how it looks like. And you had another stage 2 engine, so it burned for about 3 minutes and propelled the missile to an altitude of about 200 miles. So that's how it looks like. See that? See that? That's pretty interesting stuff. This is what came out of this was what was used in the Titan II missile. This was its engine. Hey YouTube, we're here at the Titan missile silo in Tucson, Arizona, and I just looked at how the missile looks like and how this particular silo was set up during the Cold War just for deterrence purposes. That means that if Russia wants to launch their missile on the other side, the US is also going to launch it. So nobody was able to launch any of those missiles, so that's pretty good. But that's how it looked like. The tour was wonderful. Totally enjoyed it. Some cool stuff happening in there.